I want you to look here for a moment. You see these two A goals, setting goals to do what you know you can do. Do you know your paradigm will definitely try to steer you there? It does not want you missing. It does not want you changing. Now, this is almost insidious when you think about it, but the more you study it, the more you're going to recognize it. The people you're surrounded by, your families, your communities, your culture, whatever. You've got to understand that every family has a culture. Every country has a culture. Every company has a culture. Culture is group habit. It's a paradigm. It's exactly what it is. Now, we mix with a group of people. Let's suppose there's 7 of us. We're all hanging out together, always. We're always together. And I decide I'm going to pull away from this group. Now, I didn't sit down and say, I'm not going to mix with these people anymore. In fact, the idea of not mixing with them anymore didn't even enter my mind. I just decided I was going to start doing something. And because I started doing it, the doing of it, the it part, was going to pull me away from this energy. I would not be in harmony with this energy anymore. I'd be moving into a different vibration. Now, these would be my friends, my family, my relatives, whatever. We've been together, hanging out for a long time. If you were to connect them to a polygraph and really suck the truth out, and ask them, do you want Bob to win? They'd say, absolutely. We really like Bob. Yeah, we really want him to win. But you know something?
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning.
Matter of fact,
hope someone see that a chance to have a look at it.
They will put up all kinds of sensors to try and stop
wow. What technology can do.
People do not resist change.
Fabulous.
They do not. That is a false concept that people buy into. People resist being changed. You decide to change, you will not resist it. But if I decide you're going to change, boom, a wall comes up. This is all happening on an unconscious level. The average individual doesn't really understand the name of the game. So you want to try and remember this. If I leave, I am forcing change on you. You have to adapt to my absence, and you will not want to. Now, this is really an important point. It's an important point that most people never really give any thought to. They just don't. When you go, what you think
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning.
And you get up here and understand this.
Someone see that a chance to have a look at it. It's
because that group is not going to help you.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you something
technology
else.
Can do.
When you're playing around with what you think,
fabulous.
There's no inspiration in it. You're not going to be inspired. This is not what you want. It's what you think you can do. You're using your best mind. You're using your best thinking. You're pulling in all the IOUs. If she pays this, if he does that, if they will here, if that goes there, then I can do this and I can see. I think I'm stretching. I think I'm stretching. Hell, I'm not stretching at all. I'm just dealing with stuff that I know is here and there if it will come together, if I can get it together. You're not going into the unknown. All that is possible up here, never receives serious consideration. Now, you can say, oh, I have been in here. Maybe. But I guarantee you there's people here that haven't gone there yet. Why wouldn't we? Well, there's your answer. It's paradigms. And you see, it's pretty cool just sitting rapping with each other and reviewing this information. Well, I've seen some of it before, and, I know that. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I know for a fact you're doing nothing compared to what you're capable of doing. I know that about me, so I know it about you. Now, I've been studying this every day, longer than many of you have been living.
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning. Hope some of you got a chance to have a look at it. It's beautiful. Wow. What technology can do. Fabulous.
I was inspired to figure out. And that is because I was such an enormous loser. I mean, I was the poster child for losing. And I did for a long time. Until I was 26. So just see, I guess from the time, I don't know, you're 14 or 15, you're sort of figuring out that you can or should or something with your life. So from then on, dumb jobs, didn't even do a good job on dumb jobs. I think that I was so shocked when I started to realize that this wasn't a fairy tale. This was not a fantasy. See, when Ray told me you can have anything you want, I really did not believe that. No way. How the hell am I going to believe that? I had absolutely no evidence. I just couldn't buy into it, that I could have what I wanted. My goodness. But I had never read anything. I had never read anything.
Definiteness of
I never
purpose.
read anything. I didn't
7
read.
factors of
I could, but I
definiteness of purpose.
Then I
Here
started to
present
listen to the
7 rules
condensed narration
for
of this book.
cultivating
Earl
and
condensed the
maintaining
book and narrated
definiteness
it
of
onto a record.
purpose. 1.
Now,
All achievement
I had
begins
never
by
heard anybody
adopting
talk
a
like he
definite
was talking.
purpose, a definite plan
think
for
of God had
its
a voice.
attainment,
Man, he had a
and
great
following
voice.
it with appropriate action. Wishing is not enough. You need a clear objective and a means of accomplishing it. And then you
I
have to
had to figure
pursue
out
that plan
what
with
happened.
everything you have.
I was doing everything
2.
right, but I
All
didn't even know
achievement
what I was doing.
is the result of
But here I
motive
am.
or a combination
I
of
begged for-
motives.
Literally
The
begged
9
for.
basic motives
In
are
England
as
there-
follows.
How many from England?
The emotion of love, the emotion of
They're always on the
sex,
fiddle.
the desire for material
How many know what
wealth,
that means, on the fiddle?
the desire for
means you're screwing around with the government.
self-preservation,
You're not paying your
the desire
taxes.
for
You're
freedom
dealing in
of body
cash
and
as much
mind,
as you can.
the desire for personal
So people
expression
come in, I
and
was selling
recognition,
business, and I would-
the
they would
desire
pay
for perpetuation
cash.
of
Well,
life
this month,
after
give me
death,
cash. I never
the
reported. They didn't
desire
report it.
for
And I just take
revenge,
handfuls. I remember Joe and I
the
would take
emotion
handfuls
of
money out
fear,
the bank and
especially
just go down
the
and
6
play roulette
basic
at the Playboy.
fears.
We didn't even care
The
if we
fear of
lost.
poverty, the fear
we knew
of
where to get more.
criticism,
We knew where the
the
money
fear
was.
of ill health,
Until one day,
leading to hypochondria,
something clicked. And I thought,
the
this
fear
does
of the
not
loss
make
of
sense.
love, leading to
This doesn't
jealousy,
make any sense at all.
the fear of old age, the fear of
And then I started to
death.
figure out what happened. Now, it took a number
3.
of years, about 10.
Any dominating
I
idea,
got the dots to
plan,
connect. All I
or
wanted to do was
purpose
teach it,
that you
because I
hold
started
in
to
your
understand
mind
this is where it all
through
started.
repetition of
I
thought
made a
and
decision. I made a
emotional
decision that
emotionalized
regardless
with
if Ray
a
said do it,
burning
I would
desire
do
for
it.
its
It was that
realization
simple.
is taken over
Yet
by
wasn't
the
irrevocable
subconscious
decision,
mind
and I
and
never went
acted
back on
upon through
Now,
whatever
I'm gonna tell you, that was
nature
really strange.
and logical means
I
are
truly believe
available.
at times we're guided. I do.
4.
But
When that
I'd
dominating
never made a
desire,
decision like that
plan,
before
or
in my
purpose
life.
is
to do
backed
anything
by
with it.
the state of mind known as
Job
face.
was something
The subconscious mind will take it over and act upon it almost immediately.
I decided.
5.
I
The only
decided
thing over
what I
which
really
any
wanted.
human being has complete and
we're getting you to
unquestionable
decide
control
what you want.
is the power of
We're
thought.
asking you to sit
Thought
and
is the
think what
only
you want
tool
to
you
the
ever
table,
need to build
and
a
the
proper
table
life
that is
for
going to
yourself.
help you
As
word
Hill
it.
writes, There isn't anything
Now,
you
this
can't
sounds so
achieve which you can conceive and believe.
It sounds
If
so
you
silly.
can conceive an
I can assure
idea
you, it
or
is not
plan
silly.
or
In the long
purpose
haul,
and
it's gonna
believe
make
you
one
can
heck of a
achieve
lot of
it,
sense to you.
you can find
Everybody at the
ways
table
and
helps
means of
word
doing
it so
it.
that it's worded correctly.
6. The
So that when
subconscious
you say,
mind
"This is
is
what I
your
want,"
only means
boom,
of accessing
everybody sees the
infinite
same picture.
intelligence. The gateway is found
Now, I
through
don't know
a
how many times
face
I've
built
told you that
on
in here,
definition,
but I know I've told you a number of
definiteness
times.
of purpose.
You know, when we start
7.
snapping, that's
Every
what we're
brain
gonna
is
be going from
both
table to
a
table, and everybody's gonna
broadcasting
go to every
set
table,
and
everybody
receiving
here is gonna know what
station
you want,
for the
everybody here
vibration of
is going
thought.
to offer
Your brain
to
attracts the
take your
physical
contacts and help you
equivalent
get
of
what you
your
want.
dominating thought, desire, or
But I'll
purpose,
tell you something
and the
else.
people who
Somebody's gonna
will
sit
help
down and say,
you
"This is what I want," and
materialize
everybody's
it,
gonna think, "Well,
regardless of whatever it is, constructive
what
or
do you mean?
destructive.
Like,
If you do not exercise control over
you're not
your
gonna get the picture.
broadcasting
You know
and
why? 'Cause
receiving
you're getting crazy.
hardware, your brain will tune
This
into
is
the
really,
wrong
really
station,
important.
likely one filled
Check, you
with
keep this whole thing. Now,
negativity.
we have
The
tested
science
this
of
6
personal
ways to
achievement
Sunday.
is designed to keep your receiving set tuned
This
in
was put
only
together
to source
myself,
of positive
Gordon
influence.
Dorman, Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield, Lee Poulos. There was a group of us, pretty sharp operators. I mean, we were rocking in different areas. And we came together. We formed a mastermind, and we designed this. And I'm going to tell you, I could tell you some phenomenal things that has happened because people follow this.
Secrets of the pineal gland.
Now,
The pineal
go
gland
there.
is a neuroendocrine
go
transducer
there.
secreting
Where do
melatonin
you
responsible
go? This
for
is where you
physiological
go.
circadian rhythm control.
this is where you
A new
gotta
form
make
of
a decision to go.
biomineralization has
You
been
gotta
studied in the pineal
stretch.
gland of the human
You
brain.
really
It consists
gotta
of small
stretch.
crystals that are
You
less than
gotta
20
get up there
microns
where
in
the
length.
air is a little thin.
These crystals
This
are
is
responsible
where
for
your
electromechanical,
paradigm is gonna
biological
start screaming
transduction
at you.
mechanisms
Who the
in
hell
the
do you
pineal
think you are?
gland
You're
due to the
sitting there all
structure
by
and
yourself.
piezoelectric
There's a room
properties.
full of people, but you're all
Like an
alone,
antenna,
and
the pineal
paradigm
gland
is
has the
talking
capacity
to you.
to become electrically
It does
activated
not
and generate
want you to
electromagnetic
go
fields
there.
that can
Believe
tune
me,
into
it doesn't.
information. In the same way an antenna pulsates a rhythm or frequency to match the frequency of an incoming signal, the pineal gland receives information carried on invisible electromagnetic fields.
All of a sudden,
When the pineal gland acts as a transducer, it can pick up frequencies above our three-dimensional space-time sensory-based reality. Once the pineal gland is activated, it can tune into higher dimensions of this space and time. As your cerebral spinal fluid, Christ, climbs your 33 vertebrae, Jacob's ladder, and meets your 12 cranial nerves, 12 disciples, it ignites the pineal gland, which is your resurrection.
It's your paradigm stops you from writing down what you want. It's your paradigm's going to stop you talking about it. This is what you really want. You don't have to know how to do it. You don't have to know where the money's coming from. You don't have to know where anything's coming from. This was one shy guy standing at the back of the ballroom in the O'Hare Hyatt. In the O'Hare Hyatt. O'Hare Hyatt.
Wow, dude, wow. Wow.
Man, I'm always getting screwed up. Right? But I was standing at the back of the room at the O'Hare Hyatt when Bill Gove, and that's when I realized if he's doing that, I can do it. I'm going to get him to teach me. And he did, and I did. And today I'm standing here just as comfortable if I was at home petting the dog. I am not remotely concerned what you think of me. All I'm doing is thinking of you. See, most people, when they stand up, wonder what the people think of me. Is my tie straight? You got to get to the point where you don't care what other people think. You got to be very concerned with what you think. Because it's what you think that's really going to make the difference. This is so important. You've got to control the flow. You've got to control it. It's flowing to and through you. It is flowing to and through you. It's energy, it's spirit. You call it what you want. I believe it's spirit. That's flowing to and through. We've got to let it flow freely to and through, improving everything that it connects with. Now understand this, when it flows in, it has no form, none. We give it form. We give it structure.
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning. Hope some of you got a chance to have a look at it. It's beautiful. Wow. What technology can do. Fabulous.
Now, you've got to know you're a mass of energy. You know you are. You know this. You may not understand it in any great depth. That doesn't matter. You know it. This thing you're living in is nothing but a mass of energy. Energy operates, spirit operates. You've got to know there is a zillion levels. Now, we know that they're all connected. Every frequency is connected to the one above and the one below. Now, as you really start to grasp this, the more you think about this, through repetition that keeps playing on your mind, you will reach a point where you'll start to understand that everything's connected. Everything's connected. If it's required that you attract someone from China to help you, you will attract someone from China to help you. If it is required that you attract a lot of money into your use, you will attract a lot of money into your use. I think of Cynthia Kersey. Cynthia got an idea that she was going to build schools for kids in Africa. And then she got the idea, I know what I'll do. I'll invite people to my birthday party, but they've got to buy a ticket to come to it. She had to pay to go to her birthday party. And that's how Cynthia started. She attracts millions of dollars today.
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning. Hope some of you got a chance to have a look at it. It's beautiful. Wow. What technology can do. Fabulous.
This is something I am consciously and deliberately working at all the time. It's the repetition of this that really makes an enormous difference. Sandy told me something on the way in here in the car. It sort of shook me a little bit. Then I understood the truth of what she was telling me. We were talking about you. And we were talking about if there was only a better way for us to really impress upon your mind the essentials, how essential it is for repetition. And she said, you know, it was when you and I started reading on December 1st. It's somewhere between then and now that it really dawned on me. Now, she said, I understood the importance of it before because I was certainly involved in it, and her results would indicate that she did. So what she was really telling me, we have been reading the same thing since December 1. We have not missed a day. What she was really telling me is that there are levels of awareness and greater levels of awareness. And she says, I just developed an enormous awareness of the necessity.
There's a beautiful light show and water show here at LaGuardia Airport this morning. Hope some of you got a chance to have a look at it. It's beautiful. Wow. What technology can do. Fabulous.
You know how you got there. You can take a look and you know exactly how you got to where you are. You know. You see, look back to a level of awareness so you can reflect back on your life. And you can see the twists and turns in the road. We've all had many. some of us have had really bad experiences. Terrible. You should not regret those. They were necessary to make you who you are, to prepare you to do what you're going to do. You should never want to have changed anything in the past. People ask me if I could go back and do it over with what I know now. I said I'd do exactly the same damn thing. I wouldn't want anything to change. We know how we got here. We're talking about how to get there. And you don't know. And I'm going to tell you, your paradigm is going to want you to kick that out and go back to what you think you can do if this happens and that happens. And you can come up with the greatest rationale of why you should do it that way. It's your paradigm that's controlling you. It's so simple. You see, this is the difficult work. And this is the part that most people just, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Listen to the lecture. Think about the slide. Rap with each other. Like doing that. Ben's even probably like now standing up and just exposing himself where he didn't want to before. No, he's probably got very comfortable with that aspect of life now. But to sit and take all of your focus, all of your energy, and focus it on one person at your table. Don't let your mind wander. When it wandered, bring it right back. You've got to listen carefully. Is it Gillis? To what Gillis wants. You've got to listen real carefully to that and say, you know something, Gillis? I can't understand what you're telling me. You've got to listen carefully to her. You've got to give her all of your conscious attention. Because she's going to get to a point where she's going to go to every table and say, I want to thank you in advance for the help that you're about to give me. This is what I want. And everybody's going to know exactly what it is. But if any of you back off from helping her, she probably won't explain it very well when she goes to a table. That's the tough work. Because you see, the paradigm says helping Gillis isn't going to do a hell of a lot of good for you. I can see where it helps her, but damn, I haven't got mine figured out yet. I just don't have time. I got to spend time on mine. Why do you think Emerson said the law of cause and effect is the law of laws? Every action will cause an equal and opposite reaction. You cannot help. You cannot put help out without getting it back. You just cannot do it. When you really understand that, that's all you look for, is just look for opportunities to help people. Do you know, I never have to wonder whether I'm going to get the help I need. My God, I've got it coming at me. I got more help coming to me than I know what to do with. But all I spend my time thinking is, how can I help you? I spend very little time thinking of me. Get to know people that know me real well, and they'll tell you that. I really don't. I don't have much time to think of me. I have formed a habit of wanting help. Now, that is what you're shooting at. And I'm going to tell you something. You will not know how to get there. But the very fact that you can see something, the very fact you can think it, even if it's not too clear, the very fact that you can think it, if you really understand that nothing's created or destroyed, everything is already here, if not in one state, in another, what you've done is move and tuned in on a frequency. It's way beyond where you're at, yet you don't know how to get there. Hold the picture and you will be transported there. I think it's written somewhere, seek ye first this kingdom in its righteousness by law, and all these things will be given to you. When you hold the image, everything you need will come to you because you're on the right frequency. Now look, we've said this. The moment your belief, matches with any state. You fuse with it. And this union results in the activation and the projection and the plots and the plans and the conditions. Everything that's necessary starts to happen. It is like magic. And you may never figure it out. See, you could be working on this big idea, and you've run into a real challenge, and you're wondering, I wonder if, is it really going to work? And it's been plaguing you, this challenge, for maybe 10 days or so. And it's sort of got you stalled.